Thank you for joining us today. We're joined by Caitlyn Wink, Adrienne McGarrigle, Jazmin Petrantonio, and head coach Tara Zollinger of Shippensburg University. We'll begin with an opening statement from Coach Zollinger and then move to questions. Coach, please give us a brief opening statement.
I'd first like to thank everyone who, behind the scenes, put together a fantastic national championship experience for our student athletes, and a year where COVID is still making us make changes and unexpected things are still happening. I'm really appreciative of everything that everyone did to make this a memorable weekend for our student athletes. I'd also like to congratulate Westchester on a terrific season. And I'd like to congratulate our team and, of course, our leadership group of our senior class who made a decision at the end of our last season that they were going to win this trophy and they were going to do everything in their power to make the adjustments that we needed to make to get back to the national championship and bring the national championship home to Shippensburg.
We'll now move to questions.
Adrienne, I'll do it. So you started your career with the national championship. You just finished it with the national championship. Can you put that into words?
It feels great. It's a huge accomplishment. I kept saying, like, last season, best season. I'm so proud of everybody on my team. And like I said in the last interview, I wanted our freshmen to feel this feeling. I'm so glad they got to, so they can keep repeating it.
Could you have anticipated having a 1-0 lead a minute 23 into the game?
No, but I never doubted our energy for a second. I knew the second we touched the field that it was real. Everything was coming together. We stuck to our game plan, and it all fell into place.
You guys trailed in every playoff game so far, Coach. What adjustments did you make for you guys to have that hot start in the first period today?
Yeah, so we developed this mindset, we call it down one mindset. When we step on the field, no matter what the time of the game is, no matter what the score of the game is, we're going to play like we're down one goal and we're hungry and we need to go out there and play to our game plan and stick together, play ship hockey and find the back of the net. I think that mentality has really, the team really bought into that, and that mentality really, I think, motivated them to play like they know they can play every minute of the game.
Kind of going along with that question, I know in 2 of the 3 previous games you guys played against Westchester, they got the first goal. Can you just speak on how big that first goal was today to really set the tone, just obviously throughout the remainder of the game?
Definitely for the momentum of the game, the energy of the game. I think that in the way that it came, like the link up, the passing that came before that goal, in those opening moments of the game, it's like, all right, we're playing ship hockey, we're passing, we're moving, we've got our eyes off the ball, and we're finishing in the circle, and these were all things that were part of our game plan. So the goal itself absolutely gave us the energy in the opening moments, but how that goal was scored gave us, I think, even more confidence for the remainder of the game.
Alex, do you have anything back there? Obviously, it's one game at a time mentality for the season, but when did 20-0, when did that start getting talked about?
I don't think we talked about it. One game at a time has been a mantra of this program since the 2016 championship season. That was something that one of the alums established, Taylor Fisher established that, and it's just been carried down from team to team. And that's one of our mantras as a team, is we're going to focus on the game in front of us because that's the most important game. So I know everybody knew what our record was, but we weren't talking about it. We weren't focusing on it. We were focusing on what we needed to do, what adjustments we needed to make in order to play the game that was right in front of us.
I guess I'll ask, for you 3, obviously finished your careers with the national championship. When you stepped on the field, first game September 5th this year, was this the long-term picture you guys imagined?
Absolutely. It all comes full circle. Looking, like, waking up today, like they are my witness. I woke up and I was crying. When was my roommate this weekend? I woke up and I was already crying. We left the bus and I was already crying. Everything comes full circle, and there's
we got such closure today, and there's not a better way to end this than having this one in front of us, bring it back home, and to have such an amazing group of people working towards this. Because at the end of the day, nothing else mattered. We wanted this the most, and this is what we worked for so long, for literally 2 years. So it all came full circle today for us.
I'm going to sneak one in on you here for Tara and or the players. And this is maybe going back a little bit. On September 26th, on a Sunday, you all played Queens, and we won 4-2, and it ended up being a close game. From that point forward, after that Queens game, you didn't give up more than 1 goal in a game the rest of the season. And you all talk about mindset and that sort of defensive approach. You all, obviously you had the long-term goal of the national championship, but were there any moments, whether it was that game or another game, where it was like, we need to, keep clicking forward or keep moving forward from that sense?
I mean, after the Queens game, it was definitely a rough game for us. And then after that, we all came together and we're like, this is not ship hockey. And we knew the whole 60 minutes that how we were playing was not how we needed to play, or how we were playing was not going to win us a championship. And so every game after that, every practice, we worked super hard on the basics and just keeping our mindset right, being present. And ever since the Queens game, everybody really bought into that and agreed, like, okay, this is not our best, and how can we get to our best? We talked a lot about being consistent in practice, and every line doing their job, and every day each line is doing their job, and whether at practice, if it's a defense day or a forward day, everybody is doing what their role is, just so that way at the end of the day, this is what we're heads.
Because it seemed like you all really embraced the mindset, like you're talking about. Like it's the physical part of play as well, but at the same time, it's the day in and day out intangibles, correct?
Absolutely. One thing I'd add is this senior class is so united towards a common goal, and they did such a fantastic job of teaching our younger players. This is what shipping hockey is about. This is the intensity. This is the responsibility that we have in representing our university. And for me, there was a moment, I don't exactly remember if it was Queens or when it was, but the senior class refocused and all came together and decided, like, we're going to make changes, and if we're going to do this, we're going to do this all together. And it was something that Yaz said in a circle that we had, and she said, we're either going to all win together or we're all going to lose together. So we got to sort some things out so that we are all holding a trophy over our heads. And I think the leadership of the senior class is truly why the team bought into that mindset.
Adrienne, there was a missed year, but it's 4 championships in 5 seasons, 4 in 6 years. You weren't there for all of them, but what does that say about Shippensburg hockey?
I think it goes along with our mentality and like how much we want it, and we worked so hard in the off season, like practice day in and day out. COVID, no matter what, we were always practicing, and I think all that extra work is why we were here this year.
Was there pressure for you ladies coming in to this program that had already had so much success?
For my freshman year, yes, because we came in and it was supposed to be like the rebuilding year. Like they just lost like 12 seniors and 12 freshmen just came in, and it was like, yeah, we're gonna rebuild this year. But I don't know, we just really wanted to win. It was great. I don't know how we did it. No, we did it with hard work. We put in a lot of work that year. And the next year, and the COVID year, and this year.
I'm going to sneak in 2 more if I can, if that's okay. Caitlyn, as one of the graduate players that have stayed around, you yourself have gone through a lot in your career. There was injuries and just working to this point. The validation though to come all the way back from all that you've been through, like for yourself and for your teammates. How validating is it though that you put in all this hard work and you got that thing in front of you there as the result?
Yeah, it definitely feels great. I remember when we were in the COVID year and Tara on Facebook, we had a Zoom, Tara was like, hey guys, like, we're not playing this fall. And I was like, oh my God. So then I know for myself, it was kind of a hard decision to figure out what I wanted to do. I didn't really know what I wanted to do once we graduated, so I was like, I'm gonna get out today. But it definitely helps that I had Yaz and Sarah to stay with me too. And we also gained Tori, which was a huge help with our transition it definitely feels great to be able to be here today and actually win it, and then win it with the senior class as well.
And for Jazmin, you're one of the most gifted goal scorers that a Division II's ever seen, but at the same time, too, you're also a 3-time national champion. Could you just maybe, it's hard maybe, it maybe hasn't obviously all sunk in yet, too, but if you could just maybe talk to us a little bit about, it's been a whirlwind, but it's what it's been like as national champion and all that you've accomplished.
Yeah, it's funny because when I came here in 2017, I literally did not know what the NCAA was. I was just here to play, I was just living the dream. I was 19 years old. I was just here, doing what I like to do, and then, you start realizing how thankful I had to be and how great this opportunity was. And, it was just, I was just doing my thing. I was just playing hockey. I wasn't worried about, who we were going to play, because I didn't even know who nobody was. And then you start getting older and you start growing up here and you realize that nothing else matters as long as you have your team next to you. And when it was time to take my 5th year, I thought to myself, where else am I going to go? Where else am I going to feel this way? Where else am I going to win a national championship with my best friends? There's nowhere else I'd rather be than here with my best friend, and especially with the coaching staff that we had. We have the best of the best. It doesn't get any better than that. And when I got older, I wanted to be part of the dynasty. I wanted to be part of something bigger. And all the accomplishments and all the goal scoring, I couldn't have done it without anybody in the team, and today, like I said, it all came full circle, but, like the team comes first. This comes first before any of the 37 goals or any accolades. This comes first, because at the end of the day, we all work towards this thing, and I put my part into this work, so this is for all of us today.
And I lied, I'm sneaking one last one with you, Tara. This senior class has to be an especially special one to you for all your accomplishments as a coach, but also as the team. And, with COVID and the wins and everything that you've been through, could you just, attempt to say what this senior class means to you?
I'll attempt. You almost let me out without tears. I was crying this morning too, because of the senior class. The senior class and the 5th years, it was our first recruiting class, and seeing their growth is why I coach. Being alongside that growth for 4 years, on and off the field, in the classroom, obviously as hockey players, but more importantly as people, to see who they have grown into and the relationships that they built. I know that at the end of the day, they're going to have each other no matter what, and it's really, really special. So this senior class will always hold a really special place in my heart, professionally and personally, and I'm so grateful to be someone in their corner for the rest of their lives too.
Thanks. Anybody else have anything else?
I just have one for the players. What has the support from just the campus and all of the fans that were here today just meant to you guys over the entire season?
It was crazy because, the first couple games, especially when we had like the toughest games in a row, we're like, damn, nobody's here. Like, come on, everybody goes to the soccer game and it's late at night and we play at like 3 p.m. on a Wednesday and nobody's here. And we walked out of the field ready to start playing, and you hear everybody cheering you on, you look to your side, and literally it's crazy. And it gives you goosebumps. We were at the hotel and we saw that the school was putting a bus, and we're like, let's go, let's do it. And they did it in Pittsburgh and in 2018, and then they did it this time, and it's just special. That's what Shippensburg University is. We're a family, and it's just amazing. It's just amazing. It's having everybody here, not just your teammates, but past alumni, people that you go to class with, it's just amazing.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.